So just want to remind everyone this week, Be'ezrat Hashem, we have minyan every single day. A later minyan for those of us who choose to burn the midnight oil or the aslanim, however you want to look at it. The minyan every single day is 8 o'clock, except for Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursday and Friday because Rosh Chodesh, and Monday because Kriyat Torah. Those days is 7:45. So if we look, we had a little short class, but thank God, on Friday after prayer, and we discussed some of the laws of Mikra Megillah. And the Rambam mentions, he basically talks about who's Hayav in Mikra Megillah, and he says very clearly, Anashim v'nashim, men, women, vegerim, converts, v'avadim, mishuchrarim, freed slaves, u'mechanechim et kitanim likrota. And we teach the young children to read them, to come to hear the Megillah. Then the Rambam adds something. Ve'afilu kohanim ba'avodatan, even kohanim, when they're in the middle of their avodah in the Beit HaMikdash, mevatelin avodatan, they stop working in the Beit HaMikdash, u'ba'in lishmoa mikra Megillah, and they come to hear Mikra Megillah. V'chen, another thing, so there's two areas of Jewish law that we're not very quick to cancel. One of them is avodat kohanim in the Beit HaMikdash. And then the other one here, it says, V'chen mevatlin Talmud Torah l'mikra Megillah. We also cancel, if a person has a regular shiur that he gives at a certain time, you're supposed to cancel that shiur to hear Megillah with everybody, because it's the concept berov am hadrat melech, and therefore we come to hear Mikra Megillah. So the Chachamim basically placed Mikra Megillah in many ways, even though Talmud Torah keneged kulam and Avodat HaMikdash is so important, nevertheless to come and hear the Mikra Megillah with everybody else is so important that people have to leave these other obligations and come to hear the Megillah with everybody else. And then, of course, the Rambam says, Kal v'chomer la'other mitzvot in the Torah. Of course, a person has to not do other mitzvot in the middle of the time of this Megillah, because if you're going to cancel Avodat HaMikdash and cancel Talmud Torah, then, of course, other things are less important. The only exception the Rambam gives, of course, is met mitzvah. If, God forbid, a person on the way to walking to hear the Megillah, he sees a dead body laying there, a Jewish dead body with no one to bury them, that person, you cannot hear the Megillah in that particular time, you hear it later, and you bury that person. Met mitzvah, just like in the Kohen Gadol, also, he's mitameh himself, even not for his parents, and not for his children, God forbid, and not for his wife, he's mitameh himself, and met mitzvah, same thing here. But if we look at Hannukah, we see something interesting. The Rambam says, in the laws of Hannukah, he says, there are certain restrictions regarding lighting the candles, and there are the days of the Hannukah that everybody's obligated. He wants to stress the fact that despite the fact that both of these mitzvot are time-related commandments, women are also obligated. So he says like this, "V'haglakat nerot bahen mitzvah mitvei sofrim kekriyat Megillah." And we know that the halakha of the lighting of the candles of Hannukah is also a rabbinic enactment, similar to Kriyat Megillah. But we don't see anywhere a concept of mevatelin avodat hamikdash. Okay, you might want to say maybe at night there isn't a lot of work to be done. Okay, but it says it by the Megillah. And then you don't see mevatelin Talmud Torah to light the candles. If a person has shiur in the best time to light the candles, asher tichle rega min hashuk, there's no obligation I've ever heard of that a person has to cancel shiur Torah to go and light. You light them later on. Why is there this distinction between Mikra Megillah to elevate it to such a high level that the Rambam says, and this is Shulchan Aruch says also? So I have an idea. I didn't see it inside. I have an idea. If a person understands, when you read the Megillah, both of them are Pirsum Nes, so you can't say there's any difference. Pirsum Nes is Mikra Megillah is Pirsum Anisa, and also Hadlakat Hannukah is Pirsum Anisa. So what's the difference? By Purim, the essential message, what gave Haman the advantage over the Jewish people? Yeshno Ameha Mefuzar Mfurad. There is this nation, Mefuzar. Okay, not a big deal. We were thrown out of the land of Israel because we didn't behave ourselves, yes? So Mefuzar, this is part of our punishment. Mefurad, that the Jewish people, despite the fact that they're spread apart, are not talking to each other, they're not getting along. This gave Haman the petach to come and cause kilayah, chas v'shalom, to all the Jewish people. Who fixed this? Esther HaMalkah. Esther HaMalkah, when Mordechai tells her to go into the palace and go ask for the king's permission, she says, Lech kenos et kol ha-Yehudim. Step one if we want to be rescued from the Risha'im, lech kenoset kol hayudim. Without that, we have no hope. This message was destined to be very, very important in the time of the second Beit HaMikdash. Who missed this message? La'anut dati. The Jewish people missed this message. The Kohanim, they became the Tzedukim, and there was all kinds of fighting between the Kohanim and the Prushim. The Prushim are the rabbis, the Talmud Torah, and the Kehunah. There was all this dispute. The rabbis were trying to set an example to say, guys, you have to wake up and realize, if you're not going to get along with each other, this temple is going to be destroyed. We didn't have prophets to come tell us. So the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah were building it in that this is what was going to happen if they didn't catch the message. Unfortunately, we did not catch the message, and therefore the second temple was destroyed. Be'ezrat Hashem, the message here is very, very clear. We want the third Beit HaMikdash. We want Mashiach to come today. I'm not Lubavitch, but we want Mashiach to come now. Yes? How do we make that happen? We cannot be meforad. Mefozar, we can be mefozar a little bit. This is until the Mashiach comes. Kibbutz Galuyot will happen. But meforad, Jews not getting along with Jews, this prevents the building of the Beit HaMikdash. And that's why on Purim you have extra things. You have Hallel, that is like the Mikra Megillah, shall we say, of Purim. Hallel is Simcha. Purim you have Mishteh v'Simcha. But in Purim you have something else you don't have on Hannukah. What do you have? Mishloach manot ish l're'eu matanot le'evyonim. Why is that? That is there to tell us we need to catch the message of Purim, which is to be biyahad. We have this message, Be'ezrat Hashem Mizocha, the Beit HaMikdash, Rabbi Aminu, Amen.